What's up, guys? This is To All the Crowd Rooms. I'm your host, Mikey Lentz. I'm with my co-host right here, Jose Bezos. Today with me, I also have Dan from Sun Title and the guest of the hour, or hour and a half, or however long we decide to do this, Kurt from Sirius Cinema. Kurt, what is up, man?
Not much. How are you guys?
Good. So, Kurt, the crowd wants to know, who are you?
Oh, man. Who am I?
What do you do?
A South Jersey based videographer.
Don't
or
lie.
Cinematographer.
I have a private investigator following you.
You're calling yourself a videographer now?
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing to me, depending on who you're talking to.
Okay, cool. So, what kind of work have you done over this past year?
Probably done a lot of music videos, promotional music videos in the pop punk era for the most part of it.
Okay, cool.
And then doing a lot of weddings lately as well too.
Nice. Yeah, because I've worked with you before. Jose's worked with you before. You've done our music videos and stuff like that.
Fun ones.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm fucking happy with my shit.
Oh,
I'm so happy.
I loved
with my
underwater stuff. That was good.
Dude, that shit was hot.
That's fun.
Dude,
I
honestly.
lost that little camera, by the way.
Oh,
The
what?
The underwater one? Yeah,
Really?
I can't find it.
Shit, alright. Fuck.
But it's gone.
Dude, honestly, man, a lot of bands, this past year, their releases were so much better because you became part of the project, because you were working with Nick from Man Overboard over at the Lumberyard.
Yeah.
And you guys were kind of cross-promoting, doing a partnership where it was
we're kind of doing like a bundle thing where...
You
know,
guys
it's
currently
like-
have that now, right?
Yeah, still do. Depending, it's like music video bundles where, they come in, pay X amount of money to say... do all the recording process and filming that there along with the music video at the end of one of the songs that they're doing in the studio. So that they're there till, let's say, like a Friday. And then that's their last day. So on a Saturday, we'd take that song they just mixed, and that would be the song they would shoot with me.
That's such a quick streamlined process that you guys
And all
figured
really,
out.
once it's done, just edit and then wait for the master and drop it on.
Wow. How long would you say it takes you to typically edit a video? Because before you've showed me your calendar, hey man, this is what my schedule looks like. And it's fucking crazy. You are booked the fuck up always, and you're really just on your shit with
It really depends on what it is. If it's just performance, it could be fairly quick from a week, depending what's really after that video. You know what I mean? I could have music video shot on a Monday, but then have something lined up every single day until the next 2 weeks. But it could be just performance. It could be pretty quick. With a storyline, it takes a little bit longer. You're trying to tell the story along with it, as opposed to just being, hey, here's the video for the performance, because it's just that, really.
I gotta say though, for heaven's sake at least, I think it took you about a month to do us, and we did a story
So.
for
Yeah, it
all
definitely
of
took
ours.
I'd say not a month per one. I'd say because we did 3 videos with you guys, but it was I don't know. I felt like it took almost about a month per one.
Per
almost,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's...
Because it's between every other project, even though we shot them pretty much almost back to back for the most part. Sort of, right? How far apart were they that we shot them?
a couple months
Yeah.
spaced out.
I'm thinking of Ty Goes to the Runner.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did theirs
they
too.
banned.
Dude,
Yeah.
we
Shout out.
We shot with them. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Did they do each song had a music video off their release?
I think so.
Oh yeah, they did the whole record.
Yeah, I did 3 of them, and then I think Aaron Palmer, I think he did one,
Okay, cool.
and then somebody else. I think
Who did the
one.
puppet one?
I think it was Aaron.
Oh, that one
I don't know
counts.
who did
I
the
don't-
puppet,
I don't
but
think that was Aaron.
I think Austin Barbado did one, and Aaron did one, and then you did the other ones.
Yeah.
And one of their other homies did the puppet one.
Shit,
Who
all
did,
of them were pretty
is there
hot.
one that there's a piano? Is that the one you're talking about?
With the puppets, I think
No,
so.
I don't know if it is with the puppets in that one, unless it's mixed in with that.
I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
Or I don't know.
Yeah.
Go check
Yeah.
out. Go check out.
Ty Goes to the
Ty Goes to the
Runner.
Runner.
Yeah, good guys.
But yeah, man, it's awesome. You're someone. Well, let me ask you first. What was the first music video you did?
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Does this date back far?
Not really that far. No, I mean, over 2 years ago, or about 2 years now.
Okay.
But I've always said I wasn't ever going to do them because I was like, oh, so much work. It's this, it's that. But then this band from I think Quakertown, out by Lansdale area. Fuck, what are they called? Can't remember the name of it. Hollow Visions.
Okay.
They were like, oh, do a video, do a video, and I was like,
Were you just
no.
friends with them and
Sort of. I just started because I was doing those highlight videos that were just mini music videos, to where they were like, hey, just do that in a longer version of it, technically. And I was just still learning, I guess you could say at the time, as far as the music video goes, is telling a story and whatnot. And for months, maybe a couple months, they were just do a video. I said no. So I finally agreed. I said, just give me I I don't know, because I know the charge back then. I was like, give me like $200 and I'll just do it. Shot it from like 5 p.m. We were done maybe like, I don't know, 1, maybe even like midnight. I was done editing the video by like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh,
because I got home, and this is when I was like, I could just get right back to stuff like, as soon as I was done filming, I could go home and just start editing.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like I put it aside, I got other projects in between. But as soon as I did it, I went right home, started editing it. By the time 5 o'clock hit, I was just so stoked on it and how I put everything together. Sent it to them. One of them woke up at like 6 in the morning, I guess, for work. And they sent it to everybody, and they were like, dude, we don't want to change anything. We love this. This is fucking awesome. And then I started sharing it, and they shared it, and then it's like there's such a huge response that I was like, all right, like, let me just put my hand, dip my toes in a little bit.
Yeah,
more.
it was a boost of confidence.
It was,
to,
'cause it was like,
to tell yourself, like, hey, I
and
can
it was just
keep
fun
doing this.
like, even in general, especially the storyline and of everything that they did. But, endless opportunities to keep it going.
Wow. Yeah. So you're someone that, used to work a 9 to 5, and you took that plunge to be your own young entrepreneur.
Sort of.
To-
Got fired. sort of. I would say fired / like let go. So I was a creative director for a company. I was working I was a full-time worker there. Then they, I guess, didn't want to pay somebody full-time, so they dropped me down to as like a freelancer. But I could work from home, and then I could take all the the videos or all the cameras and everything with me.
What kind of videos were you making for them?
It was like product videos for like it was a hair removal product. I won't say the company because they suck. It's because of what they did to me. But I guess it's a good thing. I'm kind of actually glad that happened because I don't think I ever would have. Just like many people are scared to take the plunge and go, I work 9 to 5. I'm just gonna quit and go follow my dream. But they're still relying on that check that's consistent that it took me to get let go. But I forget what I was saying. But yeah, that was actually like the real plunger that took me to get into doing what I'm doing was like getting like let go technically.
Sure. And I remember seeing like you post like a Facebook status like a while ago. It was like ever since I've started like working on my own, like it's something about like I was super passionate about. I've never grinded harder being my own boss and stuff like that.
I always say this, like definitely was like lazy. Like, because I don't know, I feel maybe it's just like my personality, and not that I don't do well with like, I guess someone like telling me what to do. It's just a matter of like that I know how much a company could be making. That, for example, like I don't know, a company could be making X amount of money, and they're telling you to go do this. You're slaving away all day. Then you get like taxed, and you're just like basically working an 8-hour day. Like, how long would it take you to work that hard? And I just didn't want to do that to where, if someone told me to go, because I do a lot of bodybuilders and I do a whole bunch of different things of waking up and going to bed, for my schedule now. But if a company that I worked for was telling me, like, hey, you got to get up at 4 in the morning and go down to Ocean City and film a runner on the beach with the sunrise, and then you got to go so-and-so and do this and do that, like, I would hate it because it became a chore or it became a job that makes any sense. It's like I always say this, like, it's like when your mom goes tells you to clean your room.
Yeah.
You don't want to clean your room because she told you. This is how I did, at least. She was like, she told me to clean my room, and I just did it. I just got it done.
Yeah.
But then when I was like, my room is shithole, I want to clean it up. It was like spotless. I rearranged stuff and everything was great.
Yeah, you got into it.
So now that it's my own thing, I don't, getting up early still sucks, but it's like I don't mind doing it because if I don't do that, you know what I mean? Like, I can't just call out and say, because I lost that client. I lost that money coming in for a job. I called out for the day. I can go back in. I still got that job. It's consistent for the most part. Unless you get, fired.
So it's scary. It's essentially.
Yeah. It's not just like a financial scary, but it's like reputation of like, if that, if my word gets out that I'm like slacking, then it's just going to consistently start going down the grapevine, especially with how the internet works.
Sure. Like, I know, for instance, like when we were shooting our first music video with you, I hate to bring it up, but when your brother passed, and I remember looking at your schedule was just completely booked up, and I was just like, dude, this sucks for him because, like, not only is this happening.
Because I thought about that back then, and what it was now is that, I don't know, I stay so busy that most things, like, not that I have no emotions towards anything, but, like, it was good because it's something to focus on. Because I was looking, like, in the past, whether it was, like, girlfriends and relationships and jobs, and, like, I always got, like, super, like, either sad, depressed, or stressed out or whatever, because that's all I had. I went to work, 9 to 5. After that, what did I really do? Just kind of doing nothing. So I had all this time to myself to just sit and soak and everything. But now it's just that anything that happens, whether it's, like, financial, death, or bills, whatever it really is coming that's, like, overwhelming in my life, it's being focused on so many other things that, not that I'm ignoring those things, I guess you could say, but definitely keeps me busier than it used to.
So it was kind of like a positive for you.
In a way, yeah. And plus, I did it like for myself because I'm like I know like he wouldn't want me to be, upset and like call tell people I can't do the video or I can't show up. And I think I did cancel on 1 or 2 people just because I was like, hey, I got something like the next day. Yeah. And I was like, hey, someone said this would happen, and they're totally cool. No one was like pissed or angry or
It's like fuck you for.
But it's like I mean, yeah. I mean, I hope, but also I wouldn't want to deal with those people anyway. Like if they were pissed, I would be like, here's your money back. I would just immediately. You hand it right over. So I wouldn't want to deal with that. That's another perk of being your own boss too. You can tell people to fuck off.
Have you ever had?
I haven't had that yet. I've dealt with people or I guess clients who are like either. I guess I kind of started doing it because I like having a lot of creative control in it, like of how a video should look. I get their idea and kind of turn it into my own vision. Mm-hmm. But like I've done a video for some people and it's been like, hey, here's what I've done, and they're like, oh, totally change everything, and then I'll go and do it again, and then they're like. Oh, we don't like it. Change everything. Yeah. Do it again and change it. And it's like, how many times till I'm just like, and I've had a video, this guy in Germany I did a video with. He flew me over, I said, this band I grew up with like a long time ago. He flew me over there to do his video. Just that. So just fly me over, let me stay with him, then get paid. Did the video, came back, edit 3 times on my own. He's like, I just don't like it. It's not how you shoot your other videos. Because he's a big metal band, but his video was a rap group or like a rap artist, which is what the video we did. Mm-hmm. I edited 3 times, sent it to him. Wasn't happy. I sent it to my friend in California. He edited it 3 times. I had to pay this guy. I paid $150 each time because I was like, hey,
you need
I'm
to
just not, it was coming out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hey, I wasn't making any money in general because I was like, I'll make a video. All you do is pay for my flight. That's how I looked at it. Sent it to him. He edited 3 times. Sent it back to them. Not happy. Edit back. Flip back and forth. Until eventually I was like, dude, like, this has been touched like 5 to 6 times. Yeah. You're not going to get what you want. Like, I was like, eventually I said, like, I didn't obviously get paid, so there's nothing to give him back. But I said, hey, here's all the raw footage. Here's everything that I filmed. Here's the folder. Here's the audio. Here's whatever. Have whoever has done your videos in the past just edit.
Yeah.
And, like, it wasn't, like, an angry thing or, like, getting kind of pissed off, but that's, like, where you could...
But it's like...
What am I supposed to do at this point?
Yeah,
exactly.
But even then, it's, like, a matter of a financial thing. I guess if someone did pay me and they weren't happy with it, then I'd say, hey,
How many re-edits do you offer usually now? Ever since like things like that have probably happened.
Usually about 3, but I mean like I say 3 like just like revisions where it's like hey like you can change this, change that, but if it's like a total like re-edit the entire thing. Yeah. Especially for like a music video, which is a little bit longer. Sometimes bite a bullet and just do it. To be honest, like I wanna be like no it's gonna be $150 more or whatever hell I throw out. Yeah. But I haven't had that yet.
Yeah, I think
like I don't want to be like, oh, it's so cocky, like, oh, everything I've done has just been like a banger.
Yeah.
But and then I hope that people. I also think on my back of my mind too. I hope that people don't just accept it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if I'm like, hey, here's the video, and they're like, oh, this is great, but they don't. They're afraid to speak up. And be like, hey, we really don't like this. We really don't want that. But they're afraid to just say it because like once I like put it in my done folder, like I'm done. Yeah. But I don't want them to just accept it because I want to put out good work, and I don't want to have any bad blood, of course, either. Because I don't want them to be like, oh, it's great, but then secretly be like, hey, the video actually sucked, or he didn't do this, he was like that, or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you working on your own, it's just like, you don't have anyone to turn to like, your right and be like, is this good? You know what
I mean, I'll send it to friends who are in the field, and he'll just be like, hey, like, check out this video, what do you think? And, friends are friends, they're always going to be like, that's cool, or they're going to say, something, they're going to totally shit on you, I hope. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I mean, I have friends who I've worked with, like, closely who do that to me. You know what I mean? Say, hey, how do you think? What do you think of that? I'm like, hey, well, change this, change that. But art is subjective. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you could see something like, that's fucking sick. Like, I love that. It's amazing. Yeah. Like, same with, like politics. People are like, oh, that guy's great. But then I'm like, that guy sucks. Yeah. You know what I mean? So everyone's just subjective to what you think. Like I said, with that guy from Germany, I'm like, hey, this video's a banger. Here it is. It's fucking sick. I hope you love it. I hate it. Here it is again. Oh, here's a total redo. I love it. It's fucking sick.
So wait, like it. Did he end up posting your version? Or?
No, it was done. I haven't talked to him since then.
And he never posted it?
Never posted it. Actually, what happened was, this is like probably a year and a half ago now.
He's got to send it to me. He's got to send it to me. I'll get it done.
But actually, I think it's like rap group like disband. Like I want to say it's because of me because I don't know what happened, but so like I sent it to them. I sent all the raw files, and then he's told me to send it to somebody else like that does his editing with him. And then that guy was like, oh, I can't open the file, the project file or something like that, whatever. So that guy did something, corrected, and put in like WeTransfer or something like that. And then he got it. And then it was like 5 months after that, because like I said, I sent it to his friend. He told me to. Then the guy, he was like, "Hey, where's the video at? Like, how's the video coming along?" And I was like, "What do you mean, how's the video coming along?" He's like, "Where's the other version?" Like, that would have been 4. But I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, I was like, "I sent this to
Your boy.
it's your boy." Like, and he was like, "Oh, he couldn't open it." And I was like, "But it's been like 5-6 months." Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been 5-6 months. Like, what do you mean? Like, why
You
didn't
didn't
you
reach
tell
out?
me?
Yeah.
And then like because it was on WhatsApp because they're from Europe, so you can't text them, so you can only talk through those kind of apps. And I messaged the guy, and it shows like that he read it, but didn't reply back to me that he couldn't open it. And then I think I just he ended up saying like, "Oh, sorry, I can't open it." But then I sent him a new file, and then he opened it, and that's had to be a year ago now. But then again, I deleted WhatsApp, like just in general, because I don't use it.
What if they come out with like the bang and it's
Well, that'd be good for them. But yeah, I mean, so I haven't heard of them, but that's so long ago now.
It's only-
And he was like, "But I didn't get paid, so it's kind of like."
yeah.
But he did say something like along the lines of at the time was like, "Oh, we paid for your flight. He paid for me to eat while I was there. It's like 3 or 4 days. Like, paid for me to eat, paid for me to get out there, and then let me stay with him."
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it was like $600 for like the flight,
Yeah.
and then like a couple $100 for like food that we all went out to eat.
Yeah.
So
It's not big of a loss.
not
but-
really, but I guess he was looking at it like I paid for a service or so and so.
You paid for me to be
But I was like-
possible. I mean, like if you
I was
were
like,
a band,
I was like, I wanted to be like, because I was still getting into the process. I
Yeah.
was still getting into music videos and everything. If it was now, I would have been like, first off, I would have been like, you got to cover my flight and pay me now.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you know
how
what I
it
mean?
is.
There we go.
Back then, I just did it for the flight.
yeah.
You're talking like
just,
a boss
just
now.
because I knew you.
I mean, that's like a standard, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when I work with bands, it's the same shit. They're like, hey, like if you want us to come play your festival, like you're gonna have to buy our flights and
Oh, yeah.
offer like ground transport, and then we'll play 2 for this then. Yeah, but it's negotiable.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, if he was, if it was nowadays, I would have said like, hey, it's X amount of money for this.
Yeah.
Like usually I say the flight is obviously I can't budget on the flight because that's what the flight costs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's $600 for a flight, you can't say, oh, give me 4, take a $200 hit because I'm going to add the $200 to what you're going to pay me anyway.
Yeah.
So the flight is always just included. Mm-hmm. But then I was negotiate on what the actual video is going to consist of or what I'm going to deliver. I guess you could say. Like I have a deal now with a lady from Key West in Florida. I'm doing a wedding where I had her. She wanted to like pay me X amount of money for like the wedding and the flights, and I told her how much it would cost for everything. She said, "Oh, it's out of my range. Can't do it." And then I gave her like a lower price. Still couldn't do it. I kept just like kind of knocking it down the best I could. And she's like, "Nah, I still can't do it." Then we didn't talk for like a week. Then she messaged me and was like, "Hey, I'm still interested. Like, what can I do so I can kind of do that?" Eventually, I said, "If you pay for my flights out there, if I pay for my flight round trip, pay for my girlfriend's flight round trip, like my hotel while I'm out there, and a day or 2 after the wedding, so I have like downtime there."
Yeah.
Which would have been way less than what I would have gotten paid.
Yeah.
But technically, it's going to end up being technically a free trip to
Yeah.
Key West. So I'll just go down, film the wedding, and then make a highlight video out of it, and have 2 or 3 days to be like a vacation. Because like how much would I have spent on my own flights,
Yeah.
hotel, everything just to be down down there, probably $1,000 a month. So I kind of made out.
Oh, so she ended up doing
So
it?
she ended up accepting it. She's
Oh,
like, "No,
cool.
this is great," because like now I post like weddings all the time. She's like texting me, "Oh, I love this, love that. Oh, bring your drone, this and that." I'm like, oh yeah.
Wow, so she's a repeat customer now?
She's gone. Yeah. Well, I haven't done it yet, but I mean, she just sees the stuff I've done.
Oh, is that the one for 20, or wait.
No, this is one. This one's coming up in February.
Oh,
that I
okay,
have to
gotcha.
do. But no, yeah, we've been talking for like this is about a year. We booked it.
Wow.
Like we like booked it so far ahead that like back then we couldn't even buy flights for so far ahead because they weren't scheduled yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But I've always worked out deals with people depending on their situation. But then sometimes you just can't do it because, it just doesn't work out for you.
Yeah.
You work too not that you work too hard, but it's just not worth it. Doesn't mean you don't care. It's just not worth it in the end to do that much work for nothing, unless you're really getting something for a trade in a way.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, well, how about bands like that, like haven't done a music video yet, like, and might not have the expectations of like working with a cinematographer with making a music video? Like, what's some things you want to tell the crowd about, as far as like maybe people you've worked with before that like haven't done music videos, and they might have high expectations of things like, oh, I want CGI, I want like crazy shit, like I
Yeah.
want to be in a mansion.
And I'll
stuff like
be
that.
honest, like with that, is that like I mean I have people who can do some of the things that I can't do, but it's always everything comes with a price. You know what I mean? I could say, hey, I want X amount of. It's not even just about money, but it's like, hey, it's going to take this amount of money to get this done.
Yeah.
But this is what I want. But then they're like, hey, we want to go to this location and we want to have this and have all these props and so and so and so and so. But I'm like, okay, well, if your budget was only $1,500, and I said I want 1,000 of that, you only got 500. But everything you want is going to be another $1,000.
But whose responsibility is that to like get the props, book, like say if they want?
I would say it depends on what it is, because there's times where I've bought props where like I've said, hey,
It's gonna be an extra $100 for this now.
yeah, there's times where like I mean, depending on the band that I'm like whoever I'm dealing with, where I've said, hey, it's gonna be $1,500 for everything that you want, and then like I'll go on Amazon, buy this, buy that, so and so, and I'll just deduct from that and take the remainder. So
Yeah.
like, hey, this is how much it's gonna cost you as a whole to get this end product.
Yeah.
But there's times where I've said like, hey, it's gonna be this is what I want, and then they've just paid me that, and then they show up with the things that they've got, you know what I mean, costumes or makeup artists, things that they want to just cover on their own.
Right.
Like they know a friend that can come do
And do it
designing
cheaper
or build
whatever.
stuff, or someone's got lights or whatever whatever it could be.
But you think that cinematographers like they can take on the responsibility of like say like I'm coming to you and I'm like I want to be in like a studio where like the walls are like 20 feet high and big backdrop and stuff like that.
Well,
But I don't have the connects. Like you think?
I mean, I do my best to try to find that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, like I don't mind like working hard to find those kind of things. But yeah, majority of the time I would leave it to them, I guess you could say. I guess I haven't dealt with anything too
guess it
crazy
really-
because I'm like I try to tell them straight up that like I can create a good quality video, but as far as when it comes to like I guess the Hollywood aspect of it, like people see like like A Day to Remember and they see all these like crazy music videos of all their favorite bands.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want this, I want it to be like that, so and so. And I'll be like, that band or that video that you saw, it's probably a $20,000 video. They probably got that camera guy's there.
That's
but they,
kind of the
but
question
I'm like,
I
but
was
they
asking.
have like a lighting guy who's probably getting paid $2,000 for the day, the makeup artist, the hair, the clothing, or everybody is there to do a job there. So,
Yeah.
But it's like if I'm saying, hey, if you guys only have this amount of money, this is what you can get for that amount of money. And not that I want those. I would love to.
Are you
you know-
working towards becoming part of like a production team that does those kinds of
Yeah.
videos?
So I do work with different people who have either different connections or who have the skills that I don't have, with like not CGI, but things that are like After Effects or other programs to be like, hey, I have this, like I can put the video together, but it's gonna need some kind of graphics on or some kind of effect on it. I'll send you that clip. Can you add that to it? But then it's like they're not doing it for free. So if I'm saying, hey, I want $1,000, but then my editor, whoever I'm working with, says, hey, I want $500 to do that.
Yeah.
Either I tell the band, hey, we can't do that, or we got to find a way to make it work, or I take that $500, or I tell them, hey, it's gonna be $500 to get that done, or I bite a bullet because I know it's gonna be sick, and then I just do it.
Cool. What's the biggest production you've worked on so far?
I'm not sure to be honest. Let me think about that one. Come back.
Okay.
Like,
Fair enough. Dan.
I work big artists, but
Hey there.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
So, Sun Title, have you guys put on a music video?
Not since I've been in the band.
Okay.
I definitely have hit them up before about doing videos.
Yeah.
Because
That's
you
news to me,
do you know John
shit.
Bose?
Yeah, he's our manager.
Okay, so I used to play in CDC with John for years.
Oh, shit, okay, yeah.
So I know John, and just from years of talking to him, I actually brought up, like, oh, who can I work with, so-and-so? He's like, you gotta work with guys in Sun Title. And I'm
Hell
pretty sure
yeah.
it was just like Instagram, Facebook, which I'm sure you guys get messages all the time, just like some fucking dickhead saying we love your band, we work with you. So that was me.
No, we put out one video for a song before me and both of our guitar players now were in the band. I'm in the video, but not in the band. I'm in the crowd.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, we've done stuff like tour videos and stuff like that, and hopefully we'll have some stuff coming up with some releases coming out this year.
You guys have some new music coming out, right?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
oh yeah. Don't know if I should say much about it yet,
Okay.
but 2020 for sure.
How many of those are you trying to get videos for? And like, being in a band, we've all had experience being in a band. How important do you think it is to have like a video for your music?
I mean, content's huge, If like there's one thing I really believe in, it's like you want to have more than one outlet for everything. You can't just put out a song on Spotify or Bandcamp or whatever and like that be it, You got to pair it up with something else. Music video, live video, something. you know, a lot of bands will release stuff around a tour. Like, that's really cool. But, you know, you can't just drop something and expect people to grab it, you know? Like, there's got to be more than one thing going on with anything.
Do you think with your guys' last EP that you guys kind of did a misstep by not putting out a music video with it?
I mean, well, the last EP, like I said, like I wasn't in the band for that. You know, there was one music video that came with it, which, you know, was really cool, just kind of like a mashup of everything that happened that year. But, you know, now that we've taken some time away from like new stuff, when this new stuff comes out, we have a lot of material built up from the last year and a half with this new lineup that, you know, there's going to be plenty of stuff to go around. You know, you live and you learn and come up with new ideas every day.
Absolutely. And the fact that you guys went on two full country tours.
Yeah,
this past
2
year,
tours
right?
and a bunch of like shorter, you know, 2-week long runs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Been all over the place this past year and a half.
Yeah, and you guys been putting out all of like the tour videos and stuff, so you've been keeping up with the content with that.
Yeah, I mean, we try to. We haven't been able to bring a videographer out every time, but you know, we try to do what we can. You know.
I'm sure it's expensive to be.
I was gonna say that's always the hardest thing. I've always tried to hit up bands and be like, "Hey, you want someone on the road?" And it's like I do not charge a lot of money for it, but like I know being in a band for years that every little dollar kind of counts. So if you're paying someone like for photo and video, and it's $50 to $100 a day, and you go on a month-long tour.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money that you could have put towards a new trailer, new equipment, new merch. You could have done so many different things, and you're like, people at the shows are already taking photos of us. People are taking videos. We can take our own. We got GoPros, so it's always hard for someone to get that job.
I feel like it's like a lot of it though. At the same time, it's like, what are you paying for at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Because it's like, let's say like I was paying you like $50 and I was going out for like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And like with all that content and media, like what if we were to like somehow kind of like agree like, hey, with all this film that we just did from like these like 12 like shows we did, is there a way we can kind of finagle like a live music video from all of it? You know what I mean? So it's like I could, but
that's right. Well, I mean, just from doing this for a while now, like I said, back then when I first started, I'd be like, oh, I'll just do stuff like that. But when you really grow into a business like something like that, like I would tell somebody, you need to pay me for being out there in general to get by for the day, for at least feed me. You know what I mean? Let me stay with you. But then it's like hey, this is what's going to come afterwards. Then it's work to be in the end.
Yeah,
which is obviously possible because it's like I've done that for bands before. Where I went on like hung out with early November, went out with them, did little like highlight videos, and took the videos that I've done, create a video from that one or from those, But then Rise is like, hey, here you go, This comes from the band. I mean, I guess as their band, I guess you could say, but most people don't like have that luxury. At least the bands that I work with, because I like working with younger bands and like up and coming bands because they're the ones that need the most exposure.
Yeah.
I don't go to big concerts. Like I filmed Varials the other day and the band End at Foundry, I think it was, and like filmed those two because like they're up and coming. People are like, oh, why didn't you film Counterparts? Like they're sick. Why? They already made it. They sold at the show. People like they're at the top. Why would I help them? So I do enjoy helping the younger.
That's pretty sick.
Up and coming
That's
bands.
awesome.
You know what I mean?
Question about that. So you were at the Foundry. So me and James were going out to a Goalkeeper show this Sunday. They're playing with the Almost.
Okay.
And
I haven't heard that in a while.
And I didn't realize that you need media. I didn't even know media passes were a thing. But how do you go about getting a media pass to shoot like these big shows?
Sometimes you need to get okayed by the band's agent as well, too, right?
Sometimes. I mean, I sound like a dickhead saying this, but like, I don't ever think I ever went to a venue or anybody to go like, hey, I need a media pass, like, or like try to go find one.
Yeah.
I've just been being in the music world for a long time. I have a lot of connections for people, at least for what I've done. Cool. People like, there are some places that like I want to shoot at, or I know it's up and coming that I would like probably have to do those things, but I haven't really got around to it because it's like it was such a big show. Most likely, I'm not gonna go film it because it's already a big show. Like, why do I? What am I gonna? What am I going to do that's going to change their thing or even get me bigger? Help my business because if a band's already huge, like no one's going to care.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's been things that I've done for free just because I liked the band and went and showed up and made a video from it and it came like something's come of it. Like you guys have a band like Meshuggah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was working in was it Epicenter? It was in North Carolina on a festival. I love that band. I went and filmed them. Did like made a little highlight video, just like them, playing and whatnot. Posted it on my YouTube. Started getting these weird comments in like Swedish that are just I didn't really understand, and like they're like liking my post, going through. Then I started getting the same thing on my Facebook business page messenger. Excuse me. So I'm like, what the hell? Like I go click on the guy's page. He is Meshuggah's lighting and sound guy. So he starts talking, to me in English, like 'cause once you realize I'm not Swedish. He starts talking to me like, "Are you coming to the upcoming shows that are because festivals that were lined up?" He's like, if you're coming to the upcoming shows, he's like, we'll give you stage access, bus access, like you hang out with them for the day, and then we're going on tour in so and so in Europe at some point, so we would like to bring you on." So just for me going to do that, they are a huge band already.
Yeah.
But just because I did that on my own, because I like them and enjoy it, and it was cool to do, something bigger has come of it.
Yeah.
But I can't always.
So did you go on it?
No, that was like it was only like it was like a couple festivals that they were doing in Europe. But I hit them up to be like, hey, what's going on? Like, how's it going? Touch base. Which I'm a
Damn.
big fan of. You always gotta follow up people. Always.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have like a little contact book?
Not really. I mean, it's just text. Let's go through. Like, something I'm sitting in bed and just go through. Like people I haven't talked to in a while.
Like, oh, hey.
Yeah, hey, what's going on? How you been, man?
I feel you
video
on
again.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I need a new gear. What do you need? So.
Damn. But as far as the media passes go, so I was talking to Mark from Goalkeeper, and I was just basically like, oh, I didn't know I needed a media pass. And he's just like, here.
Are they
email-
playing?
Yeah, they're opening.
They should be able to get you a pass. If they're getting you on the guest list, or as like.
I already bought tickets, so I'm getting in anyway. But this was kind of a last minute thing. But he was just like, email this person from Live Nation, and she's gonna submit you to be able to get the media pass.
Yeah.
And once you get approved, then upcoming shows you can just reach out and be like, hey, I need a media pass for the show.
Well, it's like the approval is that they want to see that you're not just some like
just
some
idiot
dude who's like, I mean, like obviously
showing up with my iPhone.
Well, obviously
like-
everybody's got to start somewhere. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you're just like, quit your job one day and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take up photography, but how am I gonna start?
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to start somewhere. You can't just go and do it. So yeah, they want to just kind of see what you're capable of first before they start letting you do all that kind of stuff.
That makes sense.
But unless you have, like I said, like if you can, which is why kind of confusing of why they told you to go email somebody. Like they should be the ones. I feel if they're the ones getting filmed, they should be the ones making the shots or calling the shots. They should be saying, "Hey, we got a guy coming to film. He's just gonna film during a set and be done." What's that? What harm is that? Now, if you're up on a stage and you're or getting all in everyone's way and the sound guy and tripping over cables and shit, then yeah, I understand that'd be a little bit difficult.
Well,
But that's how I feel like. I mean, anybody that I've worked with, as far as filming their set, it's always been through the band,
okay.
or like where someone that works with the band in general.
Hey,
like-
hear that, Mark? You should be. No.
That's the way. That's at least how I've dealt with it. I never had anybody. I don't know. I never had to really go reach out to people and say, "Hey, this is what I want to do. Can I do this?" and so, and it's always just been through somebody. Otherwise, I just don't do it.
Yeah, actually, it's crazy because that's cool that you're telling me this because me and James, we did the whole podcast, but we're trying to branch out and do more like live footage and stuff like that because. Watching like bands like in their raw state, like playing live and stuff like that's so cool. And I feel like people look up. I mean, I know like when YouTube was first popping and stuff, I was looking up Nirvana videos, like live videos all the time. And I think I've seen every single one. And then like, everyone does it. But we're trying to do the same thing like basically like Hate 56 is trying to do, except have like multiple cameramen and stuff like that. The next one we're doing is we're going to the Freeze's Join or Die EP release show at Creep Records. Not this weekend, the following weekend. And I would love to get your a little instruction on it. And I'm sure the crowd listening wants to know if they're trying to get involved with
How to take my fucking job?
Yes, that's what you texted me earlier. I thought it was hilarious. But
I mean, no, like sometimes I feel like I kick myself in the ass because I've had people like that I've worked with over the past couple of years, like, what camera do you use? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I'm like telling them everything.
Yeah.
And, like they paid me, and then they stop talking to me because they go buy a new camera and they learn how to use it and I lose the business. That's always happened. That's happened. Not that I won't tell you.
Well,
but that's always
listen,
just kicked myself in the ass.
but there's always gonna be new bands
I
also.
told that guy to get that camera.
You know what I mean?
Now he's filming himself doing it. Like fuck, I'm losing X amount of money.
I mean,
Yeah.
all the knowledge is already out there on the internet and stuff.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, if it's not coming from me, that's because it's like how do I get my information? It's not like I didn't go to college doing what I do.
Yeah.
I just kind of, I'm old now. I've been just doing it for years over time, just little bits here and there, putting it together. But now YouTube, like you said, is just like you type in how to do this, and it's a whole 5-minute clip, 15-minute clip of someone telling you how to do something, like taking a class. But it's for YouTube, it's free.
Absolutely. And it's crazy because, like, I feel like kids growing up nowadays, like, why the fuck would they go to college? Honestly, find what you want to do
I say unless you're,
and
unless
go
you're
to
gonna
the
be a
University
nurse or a
of
doctor
YouTube.
or something like that, then yeah, I feel like you probably should go. I wouldn't want to learn how to do brain surgery on YouTube.
University of YouTube.
University of YouTube.
When I say YouTube U, I'm surprised there isn't already. Like I always jokingly say that YouTube U.
Yo.
Like why isn't there already? I don't know how it would really be marketed, but like some kind of college class. But that'd be another financial thing that you would just be paying for a class from YouTube. So you're still paying for a college.
Dude.
So why go to college? But unless it's free, but who's paying for it? The users.
No, but at the same time, it's also like anyone can upload a video, so it's like that's probably why it's like you could be given false information. You know what I mean? So it would have to get
Well,
based.
it's like
on...
how much fake stuff, fake news.
You could judge it off of likes and dislikes or whatever.
That's
People
true.
like
No,
stupid
no.
shit all day though.
Yeah. No, well, yeah. I guess they like it on Facebook, but I guess I know what you're saying. Like as far as liking it on,
On the actual
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you could check
Right.
that like bar, and if,
Yeah.
if it's trash,
I
you'd
saw
be
it.
like, I'm not watching that one.
I did that one time. My old band, actually, Deftones were putting out a new song, and they were putting it out like I don't know, like say like the 22nd. We were dropping our new like EP on the 21st. But I was like, I put it up on YouTube as like, oh, new Deftones song. Click on this link, and it went to YouTube, and it was like Deftones, like I don't know, I made some like Photoshop image of like a new album, but it was our EP that streamed, and it was like thousands of views, like you know what I mean? But like 100.
The dislike
dude,
part.
the dislike was like so many thumbs
This isn't
down,
the
and I turned off the
Deftones.
comments because as soon as people see the comments, they go, oh, this is fake. But I turned off all the comments.
Smart.
This way, this way, my band got streamed more.
How well did that go for
I think-
you?
I don't know. I think after so long, so many dislikes, I think they review and they took it down or something.
Damn.
But it was like, but how many people got to hear that? You know what you're saying? So it's
Dude,
How
like,
many people were upset?
that's how
this one suck now.
that's how Soldier Boy got big. It was
Really?
when
I know it's like Napster days.
yeah, it was like Napster, Kazaa, Aries, all that stuff.
LimeWire.
Dude, once
LimeWire.
like Napster used to be like, listen to this band if you like this, and it'd be like, or it'd be like, I don't know, I used to love like Hatebreed back in the day, so it'd be like, I'm old metalhead and hardcore kid, so it'd be, oh, download a new Hatebreed album, and you download it, and you're like, what the hell? And it would be this other band that sounds just like them,
Exactly,
that's up
yep.
and coming because they would just change the name, the title, and so and so. That's basically what I was doing,
Dude, that's
in this
what-
time and age.
That's what Soldier Boy was doing. He was uploading all of his, well, the big song Crank That,
Oh yeah.
and but he was
Super
titling
crazy.
it like Eminem, 50 Cent
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, and everyone was just downloading it,
Yeah.
and then he blew the fuck up on MySpace.
Because they want to find out who it really is. Like,
Yep.
There's a few like old hardcore bands from like Napster days.
Yep.
Probably bands in there I wouldn't even know. But yeah, it's a big thing to do.
So dope.
Yeah.
That's what I got for you, Kurt.
Oh.
Oh yeah. We got off track. So we're filming a live stream set, or,
Oh, yeah,
or
sorry.
not live stream, but a live set
Yeah.
of Freeze, and yeah, I just had some questions for you. So like, say like, if you are in a dark room or whatever, and you're trying to film a set, and I've watched some of your live videos, and it all looked like dark rooms and stuff like that. What would you do with the camera to like adjust to like a dark setting?
Well, I think at a dark room or like a concert type thing, like you're not gonna have a lot of light unless there's light from the stage or whatever. I would say definitely have a camera that can handle low light. I started off with a Canon, which was like the Canon's like regular, actually the ones we're shooting on right now. But they're not that great in low light. There's a lot of noise, a lot of like just things you're not looking for. At least what I'm looking for as far as a concert video. Goes towards like a Sony, or you get like a lens that can it's like it's a thing called fast, which is like you lower the aperture so it lets more light in. So it's like but technically I'm trying to how to explain. Like depth of field, where like if I'm like focusing on this, like this is crystal clear sharp, but you're blurry in the background. So that's the depth of field. So it's like this is super sharp, but then you're blurry. But if I focus on you, this is blurry. That is meaning that it's letting more light in, so you're getting a better image from it if you're shooting a dark concert.
Okay.
But if you're shooting at like I don't know, like a slower speed or like a slower shutter speed or something like that, you're gonna get like a really like dark image unless you clean it all up later. But as I said, like art and video and photo are subjective. So you can take a really shitty photo and then bring it in Photoshop and Lightroom and brighten it up and put some colors on it and change the skin. You know what I mean? You can make it look however you want.
Mm-hmm.
People see the photo and like, oh, this is amazing. But when you took the photo, it looks like garbage.
Right.
Same with the video. It's just like you could make a really shitty video. I don't know. It's all grainy, looks dark. You make the video black and white, and then you brighten up everything. It looks cool.
Cool.
So just you avoid all those things.
What about as far as
Excuse me.
would you recommend using a gimbal for like being like on stage with the band, or do you think you get away with a freehand?
How many people are filming?
Well, we have a 2-man project, but yeah, let's just say 2-man
Well,
project.
to be honest, it depends. I would say for a lot of it, I wouldn't use the gimbal because I feel like I don't know. Gimbals are good for certain things. I feel like gimbals are very steady shots, and when you're at a concert, it's very exciting. It's very movie. It's very like you're hopping around, jumping around. Most likely, unless you're watching like I don't know Lydia or something like that, or some like really like chill band or Dashboard or something. But you're gonna want mainly like probably like handheld.
Okay.
Just because you're treating it like the action.
Cool.
Like a lot of the videos that I do, like you'll see that like I'm in the crowd with the people. Like
Yeah.
I'll try to bring my camera in the crowd, and
You're
people are
accentuating
moshing,
it.
fucking jumping over my heads, and like I'm trying to my head, and I'm like trying to like pull the camera away from them so it doesn't get broken. But I'm trying to treat it as if like it's like I'm a part of the show instead of it just being on a gimbal and it's just like you might as well put it on a tripod because it's like it's depending on what you're really filming.
We're gonna have a
If you're
tripod set up
yeah,
too.
if you're doing an interview, then sure, you want to stand still shot because you're just focused on that one person. But as far as a concert, especially if you're going to like multicam and depending on what you're going to do with it.
Yeah.
But I like a lot of action stuff. But like I said, it's all subjective.
Okay.
You know. Like,
That's
you
cool
like
to
you said,
know
like Sonny
that,
from
like-
856, like he does multicam sets and everyone's all handheld.
Yeah.
Unless it's a drum cam, 'cause that's But then
But
who,
even
but
though
if he
it's
has to pay someone to do that.
Even though it's handheld, it still feels super
Handheld?
handheld.
Handheld?
Hamheld.
Sorry, I'm a couple White Claws deep.
I picture
right
you
now.
holding like a ham, like like
It's like, Mikey, what are you doing up there?
it's got a monitor hooked
I'm
up
filming
to it.
this.
It's like a hand with a GoPro
Like
tied to it.
Yeah, it's my
Yup.
Sony.
Oh, funny thing for the freeze set.
Okay.
I'm strapping a GoPro to Jose, and he's gonna go into the pit and get that mosh pit
Throw
cam.
down some spin kicks.
Mosh cam is gonna go in.
I don't know how it's gonna come out.
We
but
have no idea.
Gonna do the South Jersey two-step.
Has anyone done that before? I feel
What, a
like,
mosh cam?
GoPro?
yeah, mosh cam.
Maybe, yeah, but probably not call it that, and probably just.
It's probably just some dickhead with a GoPro.
Yeah. We're gonna, yeah, I'm not a dickhead. I'm just
No.
moshing, I swear.
What else should I know about filming a live set?
Audio. Well, that's what I'm saying. Depending on like, what's the end result? What's the?
It's not gonna be like a montage, like recap video. It's gonna
Okay.
be like the set. So yeah,
I would
audio.
still say good audio. Like if you can get a external recorder, like a Zoom or something like that, something they can plug into the like soundboard.
Yeah.
So you plug into the XLR into that, it would record all the audio directly into that. That's where you're getting everyone's instrument all in that one spot. So when you make this video, no matter where you cut the video from, that clean audio is going to be in every single clip. You know what I mean?
Do most would you say most like soundboards already have that built into it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah, they have a they have a XLR, which is like I don't know, not this maybe, but like a regular microphone.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you just plug right into the you're a singer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's regular XLR.
Dude, I am
but it would
literally-
come out of like a DJ's mixing board kind of thing.
But they would already have the setup
They would
hooked
have
up for it.
they would already have the input or output,
Okay.
and you would just supply. If they don't have the cable, you just supply your own cable.
Didn't have a proper out. You could use like the headphone out.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
you headphone
you know.
jack. There's
If it wasn't like a
XLR.
proper board,
Yeah.
there's always a way.
I forget which one it's called, but like the red, white, and yellow little plugs. I forget those like
Oh,
AV
the
audio.
video
AVI.
game.
Yeah,
John's-
they make those for audio too. But,
Okay.
Most likely the DJ nowadays is not going to have that because they want the best stuff. So they're most likely going to have XLR, like 95% of the time. And you would just plug that in to the audio, make sure your levels are fine, you get good sound. This way, even if the video is shitty, at least the sound's good.
Yeah.
So if someone is driving or listening to it at work or whatever, and it's just in the background, at least they can hear the show and it sounds great.
Yeah.
But if the video sucks, they don't really care because they can listen to the cool audio. But if you're watching a video and the video's crystal clear and it looks great from every angle, but it's blown out, it's all staticky, it's cutting out, or it just doesn't. It sounds like a concert filmed on your phone. Like when's the last time you filmed a concert on your phone? Sounds like garbage.
Yeah,
It's too
I hate
blown out.
anybody on Instagram or
Yeah,
Snapchat.
it's too loud. You can't hear
Yeah,
it.
I
But
can't enjoy this.
But if you watched a concert, like if you went and saw some band at whatever, and then but the video was pixelated and shitty, but the audio was great, you're like, I'll still watch it. I can still see them.
Yeah.
But the sounds great. So I think audio is definitely key. A lot of people forget about.
So you'd say, if you're rolling up to a show, go up to the sound guy and be like, "Hey man, can I get the sound? Can you record the sound?"
Yeah, I would say I was like, I would see. I approach things differently. I don't ask. I
Just
tell.
put this in.
I say, hey, I'm working with the band. I need some sound to get put out from
Yeah.
into my recorder. Can I plug in? Like that's when that. But I follow with like, can I do this? But I'm telling him first.
But do you provide the microphone to him?
Not to him now. I mean, no, to the recorder. I would, yeah. Like if this was my recorder, I would walk up and be like, I would come.
Because he should already have another XLR cable that'll be able to.
Most like because if he's plugging into the monitor, that's how he's getting all the sound anyway. So he's going to that. Otherwise, you would just plug into a monitor up on stage or wherever you can get sound from.
Right.
I mean, also you don't want to take just the vocals because then you're just getting just vocals. You want to get a whole mix. You know what I mean? Imagine
That'd be a funny video.
Yeah, you're like, oh great, it's just vocals. Like it would be yeah, which you could do if you really wanted to.
That would be actually hilarious. It would be like one of those like Creed Shreds videos.
Oh, I love
you know?
those.
Yeah.
Funny too.
they're
Like single clap. Like this. But yeah, I would definitely say that sound is something that's looked over. Like it's just everyone's always wants clear video and 4K this and 4K that. But if your sound sucks,
Everything's gonna
everything sucks.
blow.
And people still watch it. You know,
Yeah.
they're still gonna, but they're not gonna watch it. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. They're gonna look at it, say this is great, and move on. But if it's a great sound clip, they're gonna put it in the background of their window, just doing their work at their job, and they can still listen to like a live recording of live
Yeah.
CD.
How do you feel up to this date? Now you said you've been doing it for like 2 years now.
Yeah, I think it's about.
How do you feel about it? How you feeling?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you happy with where you are right now?
Yeah. I never thought.
Dude, you're like one of the few people I know who's like actually was like, well, I guess I'm gonna do this now. You know what I mean? And
Well,
like,
I feel like because I had to. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
But
Otherwise-
even though because you had to, it's like a lot of people don't even take the option. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
the opportunity, whether it's like forced on them or not. A lot of them want to just go ahead and cower.
Yeah.
And like that,
Well,
the
it's,
face of
it's a scary thing.
Yeah, because any challenge like that's like pretty scary when you know like your livelihood's on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when it comes to like just full sending it and just like actually engulfing your whole life to like get good at this craft, like I admire that a lot about you. You know what I mean, man?
appreciate
Like
that.
a lot of people wish they can do that kind of shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, and it resonates with everybody, like with us being in bands or like us doing the podcast or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like everyone's goal is always to be like, I want this to be my life.
Well, I like being like an inspiration to like others too. You know,
Yeah.
I guess I do video, photo, and that world, but like you said, it does trickle down to music was my always fallback, you know what I mean? Or even my start. So yeah, it does kind of play. It's like all hand in hand with certain things. Excuse me, too many of these things.
Not enough.
It's the first
Not
one.
enough. You only had one?
Yeah.
You have to shotgun the other one now. No?
No, I'll get to it.
All right.
You gotta funnel it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
funnel. Bring out
Yo,
the funnel.
okay, so Subtitle, I always see you
drinking hard
guys.
as
You,
fuck.
you guys are big on the funnels.
It's because they're young still. That's
So
why.
that's so we went on one tour and we had a fill-in guitar player and he's unofficially, we haven't technically announced it yet, but so we're a 5-piece now and now we're from 3 different states.
Unofficially.
Yeah, but first time we hung out with this dude, Sean from Massachusetts, he brings the beer funnel.
In Good Nature.
In
Sean.
Good Nature, yep.
Shout
and
out.
great band, check them out. There's the plug. But yeah, he brings the funnel, and we were drinking White Claws that night.
Fuck
so,
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
so
drink that.
I had never even funneled a
Corona.
beer before. The first time I'm drinking anything out of a funnel, it's a White Claw, and now that's just become
Standard.
kind of the Sun Title staple.
Yeah, that's how you crank open the tour.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
First day.
No funnels on New Year's Eve though. That was the first.
What? Really?
Yeah, it was a wild night though.
What'd you
Man.
guys end up doing? Okay, so you guys played. We mentioned this on the last podcast episode. How you guys were playing Anchor Rock Club.
Anchor Rock Club.
How was that New Year's show?
It was great. It was great. Heather Gray, Sun Title, early November. We were one of the first bands to play there when they opened up, and we got asked to come back. Really good show. Really, cool way to bring in the new year for sure. Sick venue. Y'all would hate it because every single wall is black. It's the darkest venue I've
Venue
ever
looks sick.
played.
The
But
venue
yeah,
looks
it
sick.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, I
Kind of
saw-
feels like a Fight
pictures
Club
came out
vibe.
cool, though.
I get a Fight
Yeah,
Club vibe.
no,
from
Aaron
there.
Palmer did a great job.
Do you do?
What?
Every time I've been in there, I feel like it's like almost like a Fight Club kind of vibe.
Oh yeah, they got to put a sign
'Cause there's-
outside
yeah, I
because
don't
you
know.
don't
It's
you
just-
don't know
you
it's
walk-
there, but you know,
Yeah,
great,
when I
great
was saying
venue.
before, when I first went there and saw you guys, because I was just down with my girlfriend one day, and I'm like, hey, I first heard of you guys, I wanted to go see it, and we're GPS says you're here. We're looking around, like, where the hell is this? And there's like that restaurant that's like right there,
Yeah.
with the not the awnings, I guess like the pergola kind of shit. We're walking around 5-10 minutes trying to find this, and we're like, these kids look like fucking hardcore idiots, like, you know what I mean? All kind of, they must be
they
going
look
to a
the same.
show. Look like look like just like us. They're walking around.
I'm in the
walk
right
up to the
place.
door, and it happens to be the venue. And that's when I
Yeah,
was
the
like, this
door's like
venue
on
was
the
like
ramp of the
Trocadero.
boardwalk. It's it's kind of hidden.
I think it's
but-
nice that Atlantic City has like a lot of venues finally opened up again. A lot of
yeah.
music happening. There's like some cool shit going on over
You
there.
got the Anchor and the Beret right next door, and it's kind of nice because they're kind of like, they're a lot nicer than the Boneyard and the Grand Fromage was, and they were
shut
also
up.
right next door. So it's kind of like
old
you know
days.
a comeback for AC, but the venues are just better in quality.
My friend used to do the shows at Boneyard all the time.
Oh yeah, we love it. We love the
Love
Boneyard.
Boneyard.
Yep.
Love
I
the
used to
Grand
go- I
Fromage.
used to go at Boneyard when it was before we started having shows there. My friend Jay used to put on like this is when dubstep was like just getting like
when Skrillex was
What-
going.
yeah, no,
what?
even before that, like just right before that, he had this like at Boneyard in AC. It was called he called it FML. It was called Fuck My Liver. It was every Thursday.
Yeah.
Started at like 10. You didn't get done till like 3 or 4. You go and get like blackout. And then after that, it was like Jay kind of got out of it, and that's when like I don't say dubstep was still around, but then he kind of got out of doing that shit. And then Paul started doing a lot of the shows there, and then he just started turning into like a mecca of like really bringing like music down to
Yeah.
Atlantic City again. Because I was telling you guys earlier, like I grew up around the area, and AC was like definitely awesome for shows.
How long ago?
I don't know, man. This is for me. For me, we started
Yeah,
going to
for
shows
you.
down there. I'm old. Yeah, I'm like
How old?
97 to like.
Whoa, bro! I was like 3.
I'm 36. I graduated in 2002
Bro.
from AC High, which was earlier. But yeah, so I started going to like I guess like metal and hardcore shows first out of everything. Like 97, 98, I was like 8th grade.
Yeah.
Or was it 98? Yeah, like 8th grade, 9th grade. But then it was like South Jersey stuff. That was like pop punk and like kind of like I wouldn't say pop punk then. It was like punk really.
I need to ask you this because
Okay.
I've been wondering this. Nowadays, when you go to a show, you'll see it's almost like, and I don't no shade, you know what I mean. I see, if anything, like appreciated, mad kids all with their camera. Like everyone's a photographer. Everyone's trying to do videography now. How many people
Camera, or
try,
you mean like cell phone stuff?
like big cameras?
Okay,
Like
yeah.
there's so many people now like trying to get into it. I think it's sick. Same thing goes with bands. There's so many more bands now than there was then.
Oh, it's
Is it the same was back then? Was there like were there anyone doing
not photos. No, to be honest, looking back, I feel there's probably like one kid, but he was just like some weirdo kid probably. I feel, you know what I mean? He was just like that photographer weird kid. But I looking doing what I do now, I should have done that. You know what I mean? That's what I should have been that weirdo kid. Because like I look at all the people who are like at the tippy top doing like crazy huge music videos or even probably past music videos, probably doing movies type stuff, making a ton of money. But yeah, I mean I didn't see much of that back then, and even bands there was like I don't know, but then I was maybe I was so young that I didn't realize how many there really were, because like I said, I was so old that like the internet was out, but it wasn't like how it is now. No one's posting
Yeah.
where they are. No one's saying, "Hey, there's a show coming up." It's like you only knew in like your local area.
Dude,
Dude, with a 2 hour, I used to go like Brooklyn. I'd go to like Delaware for shows, or like Harry Cat's out in like Westchester, or I think it's Westchester, for stuff like that. Because you only knew what was around. We
Yeah.
used to go on like it's called StereoKillerNow.com. We used to go PA Hardcore. You go on there and say, "Hey, where's the bands?" And they'd show you a list of shows that are coming up, and that's how you would know stuff was coming up. But now it's like
cool.
you just post a show, and there's a flyer of this, and there's a show happening you go on your events page. There's something happening every single day. Because whether it's DJ, hip hop, pop punk, deathcore,
Some kind of art's going
something
on.
is happening in the music world. But back then it was like, hey, there's a show happening at this VFW, not gonna happen every another month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Masses are coming out.
Oh, that's what I said. Dude. We used to go to a show, play I can't even remember the place. It was somewhere in Summers Point, and it was it was a pool hall, right off Tilton Road, if you know like, their general area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but I forget who it was. It was a band like we called Pool 130, I think, or some shit like that back in the day. It was like 400 kids there in like a pool hall.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember
And it was like, that's all it was, you know what I mean? Because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Unless you're, like, drinking, hanging out, doing whatever. Unless you're a different scene. But nowadays, it's so oversaturated But,
Yeah, you're lucky
you
if you get like 150 kids out to your
Yeah.
show.
That'd be a good show.
But,
That's a great show.
But
I
where are the
know.
kids at? That's the thing. Like, not to sound weird like that, but like, but like, I feel like the youth really isn't coming out to shows. Like, is anyone
feel
doing
like
a good
they-
job marketing
that's
to like, because these kids need a place to go, but they don't know what the scene was like back in the day. Like for me, for instance, like. Someone told me about it through word of mouth, but like I don't feel like anyone's doing anything to like help high schoolers know that there's a music scene going on.
I think
I
everyone in
don't
their
think
own
they
regards
need to
do.
anymore
Yeah.
nowadays, man. Kids are like 12, 13 years old. Like, I don't know. Did you ever see 12, 13-year-old kids nowadays? Like, I wasn't doing the shit that they're doing at that age. Like, drinking, smoking, fucking going to concerts.
I mean,
and
I was a little
having
wild when I was
sex
young.
and shit like that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess times have changed. But
I don't think times have changed that much. I think that there's a lot of people still currently advocating for what they're passionate about, and if it is like, for myself or anyone after me, like if there's someone who is really about like their music scene, they were out there promoting that shit
Yeah.
like hard. You know what I mean? So like, but like you're saying, there's so many people doing that now. It's like it's not that no
and
one's not doing it.
And there's so many subgenres too nowadays.
Yeah.
Where, like I said, like back in the day, used to be like you went to a show and it was a metal show. Every band on there sounded not the same exactly as each other, but
They were a
in the
heavy
same-
act.
they were
Yeah.
metal, 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 metal. And then the next show you go to would be like Saves the Day, someone all pop punk kind of stuff like that, like Get Up Kids, everything. Then another one would be like kind of emo, and then some death metal band play like Trocadero. And they're all death metal. But now it's like you go watch a concert and it's like a festival or something like that as well. You got every single genre that everybody's just there's so much of it that they go.
Electric Halloween.
But like I don't know. I guess they go to a show and it's like they cover all their bases in just one show now, rather than being like, hey, this is all just death metal show. I want to go watch a death metal band and leave. Then next week I'm gonna go to the pop punk show. I'm gonna, as long as you like all the different genres.
Yeah, I feel you.
But it's like you go to one show and it's like because they're all friends. I mean, back in
Yeah.
the day, it used to be so segregated. It used to be like you played this. This is only shows you kind of played.
You think people are way more open now to just like multi-genre shows? I think so
It's
as
like
well.
with all those. I mean,
I feel like
Depending what genre you're
also
talking
like
about.
the music that's being written also is kind of like
So many
a
genres.
it's a combin like everyone's starting to like blend genres to the point where it's like, like post-hardcore is like kind of similar to pop punk at this point now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
because
agree.
heaven's sake, for instance, like people have called us pop punk, they've called us post-hardcore. The truth is we're both. You know what I mean? And like there's a lot of bands that are doing the same thing. You know
well, I
what I
feel
mean?
like there's a lot of not gonna say a lot of bands, but there are some bands that have came out in the past that like are groundbreakers. I guess you could say, like for like that post-hardcore pop punk kind of thing. I'm trying to think maybe it's a bad example, but I'd say bands maybe like Set Your Goals or 4 Years Strong, where it was kind of like the pop punk kind of feel, but then also like the heavy
Breakdowns,
breakdown stuff,
yeah.
which kind of because all those guys that were in 4 Years or still are 4 Years Strong all came because they're all like my age or older, old heavy hardcore bands, and they said, let's just, you know, what I mean, when I was younger, I just listened to like nothing but metal and heavy shit all the time. Rarely listen to anything like soft or anything acoustic type stuff. Now I find myself doing it. So as you get older, it's different. So you want to try different genres, and they're like, "Hey, we grew up playing metal and hardcore. They know those riffs. They just play them in a higher tuning. You know what I mean? Instead of playing drop D, they're playing in drop E, or not drop E, like E standard, and giving them a little more pop feel to it, with the still of the same heavy hardcore riff. So that's a subgenre that they said, okay, we're hardcore with pop punk.
That makes
then you
sense.
had, like Attack, who was like, hey, we're gonna do metal deathcore kind of shit, but also we're gonna go into the DJ and dance world of doing the clubby kind of stuff. And then he mixed that. Some other band says, hey, I want to sound like that too. So this band goes, hey, I want to sound like deathcore, pop punk, and electronica, whatever it is.
It's a great mix.
But I'm saying, but then that's a third band coming from that one.
Yeah.
Then that band blows up because they go, oh shit, they sound like Attack, and this band sounds like Asking Alexander or some dumb shit like that. Then another band kind of copy them, and they used to have a subgenre because those kids grew up on new metal. So
Yeah.
they add new metal in. Then this kid grew up rapping, so this kid would start adding rap kind of style to it, and just using like not a drum set anymore. Prime example right now, a band doing all this stuff, Code Orange.
Yeah.
They have like everything is like, how many genres are in that band? You know what I mean right now? Like they have so many, you name it.
Did you like the new music video they put
No.
out?
A music video, yes. Song, no.
Okay.
I heard this morning.
The song is very different from
Oh,
what
first
they've
heard it,
ever.
I was like, I knew what they were gonna do too.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so funny. It's like that. Actually, I was telling you about CDC. We used to play Pittsburgh all the time, and Code Orange kids used to open up for us all the time. Ooh. So then they used to open up, and then it's Code Orange, and they're like a mecca of a band right now. But it's just crazy seeing someone like that who just was just playing, yelling, screaming, weird music to what they are now. So
Yeah.
you never know what's going to come of it. But yeah, so many different genres of why I think shows aren't the way they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a little bit of it. There's probably way more reasons why too.
Also, I feel like now a lot of the bands are older. There's not a lot of younger bands out there too.
Or we just don't know about them.
It comes and goes,
Yeah,
I
think
think.
it's back
Do you
and
think so?
forth. Yeah, because there's like definitely like tons of acts that like
What? I mean, how come none of our bands are like playing with like? a
You'll
lot of-
get
at the same
like-
time, but to keep in mind, like if you're a younger act, no, like I'm not trying to like say this in like a shitty way. It's like you are the people you're around. You know what I mean? So it's like if I want to go ahead and like like I'm trying to play with like the next tier up. You know what I mean? I'm not usually using my time to play with the newest bands around the block and shit like that, which is honestly a smart idea. You should be playing with some
Absolutely.
of the younger
Because all
bands.
those younger bands are gonna look up to you and they're gonna think like, I mean, it's an illusion in a way too. They're gonna think, oh, you guys made it, so they're gonna start repping you
Yeah.
more, hyping you guys up more.
Yeah.
If you get everyone to be under you, to be like, oh, these guys made it.
Yeah,
these guys are
for
running
sure.
the show. They play with stones that are huge now, even though you may not be.
Yeah.
In their eyes, they are. So it's like
Exactly.
and you're gaining them as fans, and they're telling their friends, they're telling their friends, they're telling their friends. Eventually, you guys will become
That
band, or up to what you had hoped you were going to be when you were the younger kid in the band.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's just like one of those like, who's avidly looking for that? You know what I mean? And like, I like for myself, it's like I'm always trying to look for a band who might like sound like fucking YP because I'm always trying to find a band who I'm like, oh, who's gonna like mix well with your persona? You know what I mean? And like sometimes like I just don't run into that because like we were talking about before, there's so much different kinds of music that like every show I would even think of has to be a mixed genre bill at that point because like no one sounds like anyone anymore. And if you do, you're usually you've already found each other. You already have your own little like click going on.
I feel like a lot of music's coming like full circle. I guess you could say like they're all not all trying to sound like that, but they're all dipping back into like that early '90s grunge kind of tone.
It's like
No
it's
offense
like
to you guys.
it's like grunge slash new metal.
Definitely.
That's like the
I mean,
mix
like
right now. That is
Daylight,
the
Sea
mix.
Haven,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. There's bands like that who are like, but they get big off that kind of shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's like was it nostalgic? Is that the word?
Yeah.
So it's like
Nostalgic,
it's kind of a good thing that bands are doing that, but.
The younger bands are going to be the ones that are around for longest, you know? Like, we've played with some bands on tour. Like, we just played with this band in Colorado on, like, a Tuesday night. It was, like, a bunch of high school kids. They all had school the next day. But it's like, yo, we're going to go back there in a year or 2 years, and they're going to be, like, the top-tier band in their area, hopefully,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? It's like, make that connection when they think that your band's the hottest shit, you know what I
like
mean?
touring the country while
Yeah.
they're still local.
Yeah, they're
locally.
like, yeah, we
Yeah.
just played with this band from, New Jersey, Philly, New York,
We're on
wherever.
E4 US right now.
Yeah, like that's going to be the band that rides for you when they're, the hot shit in their area in a couple years, You got to like, take it for what it's worth.
Absolutely.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to recognize it when it's there.
I just haven't seen too many younger bands like in our area that were like playing shows like in similar spots. I mean, granted, Heaven's Sake mostly plays bar scene type of places, but and also there's not many venues that are all ages like around the area. Like, I mean, like Ovations.
Yeah, I feel you on that. There are a lot of restrictions on age.
It's like all the old hardcore bands that went.
Is that
through
a
there.
new thing or like did I just not notice it before?
What?
that?
Like the all ages venues. I feel like when I was like underage, I was still playing shows at bars and it didn't seem to matter. But
Yeah.
now it seems like a lot way stricter of a thing.
I don't know if it's a stricter thing, but I definitely feel like when I was younger, there was a lot more all ages venues like everywhere. It's like
Yeah, I agree.
every town had a VFW hall
Yeah.
that had huge shows at, or like churches.
Every
or
town does have
skate-
churches and
skating rinks
VFW
and
halls.
things like
I just don't
that.
think there's
Yep.
many people doing
skating
it.
rinks. Yeah.
I think that might be another point of it too. You know what I mean? Where it's like, maybe we're just not doing enough outreach. You know what I mean? Like maybe a lot of people within their own like scenes or their own band isn't like, because we're all our own business. You know what I mean? Like even going back to like, what do you offer if a band wants to go ahead and ask you like, can you get me these props? It's like, what is your business offer? Even down to bands like us, it's like, what are we offering to
Yeah.
any of these
And
people?
the venues are going to say that too. They're going to be like, "Oh, cool, you want to play our venue? What are you going to bring to this venue?"
Yeah,
Other
exactly.
than just being a band, because like you're probably looking at the venue, going, "Well, what is the venue going to do for us? Like, why should we play here?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, kind of have to meet each other halfway, in all aspects.
Yeah.
You know.
Fuck man, shit.
Do you think it's? I always thought that like this would be a cool way to market like gigs is like kind of like if you have like a little cousin or something like that, and give them a bunch of flyers to go just like slap them all around a high
Been
school or
there,
something.
done that.
Have you?
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
How
done
did
a
it
lot.
turn out for you?
Bro, anytime, like, when I first started throwing shows, man, and I think it's just, like, I first started throwing shows when I was, like, a junior year going into senior year, you know what I mean? And it was great, you know what I mean? A lot of people, like, because people aren't going, here's the real shit. No one's going to shows just for the show. They're going because it's, like, their party for the night. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going here because I'm hanging out with all my friends tonight. We're going to have a great night. You know what I mean? It's like, you call it a show, and like I know me and your bassist Pete, we've even like talked about this before, and like I know you think it feels the same way. It's like we have to. They're not so much as shows, these local gigs, as much as like we should be advertising them as like these are parties. You know what I mean?
It's
like
an experience.
It's an experience. You know what I mean? It's something that goes ahead and like almost like just like has an impact on you. It's like, bro, like tonight was wild. You know what I mean? Like a show is like cool and shit like that, but at a party, it's like a different kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just like making memories on top of that. You know what I mean? Because like so many things can be going on at once, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's different for everybody. Like, me personally, I really do resonate a lot with the idea of just like, hey, these are parties, we're hanging out, everyone's coming through for the night, we're going to be up till, like, once bands are done at, like, 10, 11, we're going to still be here till, like, 1 or 2. You know what I mean? Because that's when the real bonds are getting made. That's how you really make a community, you know what I mean? So it's...
But if you're trying to get the younger crowd in, like he was saying, like, those younger crowds aren't staying till...
Yeah, their parents
that's
will
not-
them up at like
That's
9
not
o'clock.
true.
But here's the
That's
other thing,
not
too. It's
true.
like, there's so
How
much...
young are we talking?
High school.
High
I don't know.
school? Bro, I was high school, I was out partying crazy.
I mean,
Yeah, but-
same.
I think it's based on location, you know?
Bro,
Yeah.
Hamilton kids, I would go to
Yeah.
Hamilton parties, and those kids would be out till like 1 or 2. I'd go into like a house, and there'd just be like, sorry Hamilton, there'd just be pot smoke everywhere. I wasn't even smoking yet at this point. I'm just like,
But how many of them are at the shows?
well, how many of those are at the shows? This is what I'm getting at though. See, kids do party that much. You know what I mean? But the fact kids who are coming out to the shows, they might not be the ones who are partying, but that's kind of like their outlet. That's kind of what they want sometimes. They want to be able to stay out, whether even if they're not drinking or partying, they at least want to be able to be like, I'm staying out late tonight with my friends. That still really means a lot to a lot of kids. Like being able to like hang out late at
But
night.
that's what I think was happening nowadays is that the reason why people aren't doing a lot of the things is that, like, or for example, like a show.
Yeah.
Like, it's at a bar. Let's say it's not at a bar, the VFW.
Okay.
Mostly, yeah, people are probably drinking in a parking lot and they go inside to watch a band. It's really it.
Yeah.
I feel like the younger generation, they're so overstimulated with so much crap
Yeah.
that just going to a show is boring.
Yeah.
I get bored.
I feel you.
To be honest, like I drink. The time I really have fun at a show is like if I'm like drunk now.
So do you think
Yeah.
this is just slowly
getting paid.
dying? Do you think like the music scene slowly?
I would say
dies,
slowly
eventually
dying. I think it
fizzle out?
needs to just keep up with the times. Like you
Yeah.
said, like people want to like
Need
if these
content,
younger
like-
kids, like I feel like the younger kids are onto like that trap kind of stuff, like Post Malone, kind of like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what those younger kids like Marshmello, where all the crap is. You know, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like a lot of them are into, and I feel like if that can be kind of subcategorized in what's happening now. Like, you know what I mean? If you got these kids, everyone has a laptop now. Everyone's making beats. Everyone's doing this. Like, have a pop punk show. Find someone who has a little following on their social media. Some kid is 15, 16 years old in his high school, and he's a little DJ at home or something like that. But he has like his own thing. Add him to the show. Get his get his friends in the show.
Yeah.
Because every little head's going to count, and then they're going to start. You're going to start mixing all these genres.
How's that different from other shows though? You know what I mean? Like the conversation's kind of going back to like you're at a show still. What's different about the fact that you just added someone from a different genre? Even when we just said that a lot of the shows today have multi-genre acts already on there. So it's like, do I have to whip out my fucking GameCube or some shit like that and like have kids doing shit on the side?
You do, and those are the
We
best
did.
shows
We
you
always
ever
did
had.
that. We always had the GameCube. That's just me saying that.
GameCube.
Yeah, or like
Yeah,
whatever
well, no,
fucking
I know what it is,
system.
I'm
But you
saying,
know what
like,
I'm
we
saying?
spent,
Like,
like,
should we be offering more at shows? Should there be more things
That's what
going on at
I
there?
think so. I don't know the correct answer for it, but I think that
There's no right
kids
answer.
nowadays
yeah.
are so overstimulated that just going to a show, drinking and smoking isn't enough for them. Because
Yeah.
they already do that Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
What's a Wednesday show or whatever it is? Let's say it's a weekend show.
Yeah.
They already do that all the time. But I don't know. I think it needs to be something that's more involved with them,
Yeah.
like the younger generation. I don't really know exactly what, but
That's
that's what I'm
deep
saying. Like,
shit,
I understand.
yeah.
Like, I was just the mixing of the subgenres.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying like mixing the genres as in the band itself plays pop punk, emo, dance club kind of shit, but like
Yeah.
have someone who's like straight up hip hop or something like that, or
Yeah.
trap or how it is.
I guess
I
that's
don't even know
why
what it is anymore. It's just all.
I feel you. I guess that's why like house shows always do like so well because it's like you're at a party, you're hanging out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Like
more,
it's not you're not at the bar or at a VFW. You're like you can be in like There's 7 different rooms with 7 different things going on right now. Like, you can go through the whole house. You can go and do whatever you want. I want to go play
That'd be
fucking
kind of
chess.
sick to like create a venue, but design it like a house.
That's a great idea.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, have an actual venue that has rooms that are the size of this, like maybe like a 15 by 10, and have another room next to it that's like a 10 by 10, and then you could have I'm trying to think how to describe this. Like,
It should just be like a
almost
speakeasy,
almost
bro.
like a fun house,
Yeah.
but a show. You could have like a
That's what
band
a
playing in
house show
here.
is, you know?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Have a band playing in the 10 by 15 room,
Yeah.
like a pop punk band. But have like maybe like on a 15 feet away where you can kind of maybe soundproof or whatever. Have another like artist in there playing at the same time, so people can kind of hop around. So this is like basically one whole venue of different concerts going on at one time.
Sounds like the Barbary.
But it's but everyone exactly yes exactly. Someone could go upstairs and watch a guy playing acoustic guitar. Someone could go downstairs and a DJ or a band playing there.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like that's why I feel like that place is pretty successful. But imagine having an actual designed venue as like a house, couches, there's TVs, like design it like an actual house, kitchen, bathrooms.
How would you feel
entire
about doing
buildings.
it? I've been to some
We'll just do it in
pretty.
this house.
So yeah, right.
We've
I've
had
been-
like 2-stage house shows.
We
before,
have.
you know?
Fucking, I've been to some pretty cool like Philly speakeasies before, and I feel like even doing one at like a speakeasy would be pretty sick. You know what I mean? Just like it's already like a secret venue and shit like that, and there's already like multiple rooms half the time because it's usually like someone's house and shit.
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
I just want a venue that a place that just like serves White Claws and vegan cheesesteaks.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's all we need.
Sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
I want a real cheesesteak. I don't want a
I was
Corona.
gonna say,
I
yes.
want a
That
Corona.
sounds
I
like,
said at
that sounds like
Angelo's
any
first thing the
house
other
in
day.
Philly with a bodega down the street.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, facts.
Yo,
Yeah.
real quick, I wanted to try implying this new segment called "From Me to You." If you could say anything from you to the crowd right now about your journey, whatever it is, starting in cinematography, like what would if you could tell anybody right now who's trying to start anything right now, from you to them, what would you say to them?
Oh man.
Think about it,
I mean, obviously just something like positive. Just
or just be
Keep-
real,
like-
or maybe say don't do it.
I mean, the money you make on things that you do, if you find a passion or a hobby that you do, reinvest into it always. Don't just go be like, oh, I made $100. Like I don't know if you're a painter or something like that, and then you just made $100 off your painting. Unless you gotta go buy groceries or things like that, like pay your bills. But don't just go blow it on dumb shit. Try to do your best to reinvest into certain things. Like all the money that I've made from starting doing this, 80% of it I've reinvested into things. Like because those things are always going to continuously making you more money as they're like become assets. But if you're like, oh, I made $2,000 on something that whatever you're doing, and you go and blow it on a vacation or some new clothes and partying and White Claws and vegan cheesesteaks, then
Jab.
it's the first thing in my head. But then it's just wasted.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? 'Cause then you got to go make the money back again. But if you're like, hey, I do this hobby, and especially if you already have a job, let's say, if you have
Yeah.
a job, then treat it as like that is money that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Like,
just
you have
keep
a jo- like,
reinvesting it.
Yeah, like if you have a job and you're already getting a 9-to-5 job, you're getting a paycheck every Friday or whatever you get paid. But then you're doing a hobby on the side and you're making $100 like once a week from something. Take the $100 like it doesn't exist in anything. Like,
Yeah.
just keep it 100. After a couple months, you're gonna have like $1,000. Whatever you're into music, go buy something that's gonna help you make better music or
Yeah.
help you do something better.
It raises your value in
Yeah.
general. Something
Yeah.
that's just going to give you a
Yeah.
better.
Like I know and obviously what I do is video and photo, so I want to buy better products or equipment that makes my product better visually. You know what I mean? So it's like things like that. If you're a painter or musician, it's obviously going to be some kind of instrument or some kind of canvas or some kind of new paint or a new brush that you always wanted to get
Or even just buying that
Whatever else
vending
people are
spot at
fucking
like an
into.
art expo or whatever. You know what I mean? Just being able to.
Exactly. Yeah. You could say, oh, I got $1,000 now. Like, there's a big festival coming up, and I could go. I just keep saying painter. I don't fucking why.
Well, I mean, like,
because I
it's-
feel like I know so many painters that are into shit and they like try to sell their shit and whatnot. But they could do something like that and say, yeah, it costs $500 for the weekend to
Yeah.
go do that. Then you go spend $500.
But you might make like
But then they end up
$1,500.
making that 15. And it's like cool, but they're afraid to take that money and spend it on something like that.
Yeah.
But it's always a reinvestment. But obviously you got to keep just trying. I always think.
So a big fan of reinvesting is like.
Huge fan of reinvesting, yeah.
Cool.
And I'll say one more thing also. Not everything, but definitely do a lot of pro bono things. Do things for free. Like, depending on when.
Feel that.
Like, don't always do things that are always going to be.
But might open up new opportunities
yeah.
for you.
Don't always do something that's always just going to benefit you.
Yeah.
Like, don't be like, oh, I'm not going to do it because it's not going to benefit me. Do it because it's going to, like, put a good word out there for you in general.
Yeah.
Like maybe not like instead of like with what I do, a band. If I could do something for a band, I'm not always hoping I'm hoping it's gonna come of it. But if it doesn't, I'm hoping that maybe someone else sees that and then they hire me because they saw that thing, or you know what I mean. So it could help you. So
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're still practicing your art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's always been my mentality too, for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a good trait. I mean, obviously you can't do everything because you need to pay your bills and whatnot as well. But
Fuck yeah. No, that's sick. What about you, bro?
What about it?
You know,
From you to me?
from you to the crowd. What's up? From you to me. What's
I
up?
mean, like, what's my main thing? I mean, this past year and a half has just been a lot of touring. I mean, if there's one thing I could say to people, it's like, number one, be grateful. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, getting paid when you're on the road, yeah, it's awesome. You know, it's like you feel like you've made it. But the more important thing, just like when someone gives you a place to stay, they give you a free beer, they feed you, anything like that, like that's the stuff that makes it worth it, you know? Like I can go on tour now stress-free because it's like I'm going to spend less money on the road than I would at home.
Yeah.
You know? And that's kind of important because like I can know that like we can go out for 3 weeks, a month, and you know I'm not gonna be hurting once I get back. You know, like make those connections so like as you keep doing it, it just gets like easier and easier. You know, and you can apply it to anything, not just like going on tour, but like anything you do. You know, just
Your
like,
life in general. Just
yeah,
being
just
grateful.
like be
I
grateful
get
and like
people's
keep
numbers
those connections
immediately.
up. You know, like talk to the people that hooked it up for you. You know, because like they'll always do that for you. You know, and let them know like how grateful you are for sure.
I like that, guys.
yeah,
Some sweet
yeah,
shit.
I'm definitely a big fan of like keeping connections.
Yeah.
Like I used to always
Oh,
go to like
yeah.
parties at like University of Delaware, at least like years and years ago. Just get blackout drunk.
a good place
my
to
friends
do
used
it.
to always make fun of me. They'd be like, oh, you got so many guys' numbers tonight. Because I'd be walking around drunk, talking to people, like just making friends, really.
Yeah.
Get their number. But the next time we would go down there, I'd be like, oh, yo, dude, we're going down some next weekend. That dude, John, remember, he's going to have a party at this house. He's going to have all this shit, so-and-so, and like made so many friends in that. And then, you know, like I said, being with bands, definitely traveled and toured. Like, I mean, I probably have 3,000 contacts on my phone just from people from over the years. I could like go through any country, or not any country, like any state and be like, hey, hopefully I haven't talked to you in a while, but still be able to have a connection with them because I've made a,
Remember that one time?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And
Always
a
trying to be
lot of
friendly
time they
with
come
them.
through. For sure. I feel you on that.
Especially nowadays with like social media that like, you obviously add everybody on Instagram, Facebook, all that crap, Twitter. Keep in touch with them. I was taught this not too long ago, which I probably should have just done anyway. One of the guys I work with does the festivals. He was like, one thing that's got me further was that people you've met over the time of your whatever you're doing, say like make sure we say happy birthday to them. Make sure we say like Merry Christmas, like Happy Father's Day or whatever, Mother's Day, whoever it is that you're actually meeting, because those are going to stand out more to the people than like let's say I met you one time like 2 years ago. But you're coming on tour or something like that through the city, and I'm like, hey, man, I haven't talked to you in 2 years, but I want something from you.
Yeah.
I want to get into the show for free without paying. But if I kept in touch with you, like, these couple times a year, say, hey, man, happy birthday, dude, happy New Year, Merry Christmas, like, someone passed away, hey, man, sorry to hear about your whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just be thoughtful, mindful of them.
They're going to remember those things more than the times of you asking, hey, you only want to hang out when you're here because the only reason I'm hanging out with you is because you're giving me something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of course, that's always the kind of the end goal. You do want to... When they do come into town, you want to hang out with them, see them. Hopefully,
Yeah, you don't want to come off like you're just using the person.
Because I feel like in the past, there's been so many connections that I have made with people that I lost connection with them. Then when they would come through town or I'd come to their town, that's the only time I was talking to them.
Yeah.
So eventually, I stopped talking to them. I used to be good friends with the dude from, I guess he was the tour manager of New Found Glory. He was always with Set Your Goals and those other bands that I grew up with, and was good friends with them. And then he used to always come around with New Found Glory. But when he did, it was the only time I hit him up. It was like, hey, man, you're on tour. Like, nothing throughout the year.
Yeah.
Never said, hey, what's up? Never commented on any of his photos, anything like that. It was always just anytime he came around with the band. It wasn't even, like, it's not that I wanted to go hang out and see him. Because he's coming around with New Found Glory. I wanted to get it for free. Once I found myself doing that, and then I was just like, what kind of, you know what I mean? Like a mooch. It's like kind of a leech kind of thing.
You can't
he
always
was,
blame
like,
people for that,
expecting-
though. Like,
Yeah.
people are busy, and it's like sometimes, like, someone comes through town, and that's, there is a convenience factor there, and I don't think that should always be a bad thing,
He's right too. At the same time, it's like, well, if it's convenient enough for you to go ahead and like ask someone for something, it should be convenient enough for you to like say something once a year, comment once on something.
Yeah,
Just, like,
I'm saying get a keep
some
touch
people
person
don't
every
like
single
small talk.
day.
You don't need small talk. You can go ahead and post up a picture of you laying a joint on fucking Instagram. I'll be like,
Thinking
fuck
of my
yeah,
boy.
bro.
Thinking of-
Represent.
Thinking of my homies right now.
609,
yeah.
smoke up.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, and like,
You
boom,
go either way.
we're good for like the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, you won't.
No. I do agree. Everybody is busy. They do have their own life. I'm saying
Yeah.
you got to talk to somebody
But you could tell when
once a
someone's
week or something like
yeah.
that. But at least something that's, because I've had people like in the past like seeing what the stuff I get to do, and I haven't talked to them in a long time, and they're like, hey, I saw you on so and so. Can you do this? Can you do that? And
Just
I'm
don't
like,
take advantage of people.
That's the thing. That's what I don't want it to
exactly.
look like. That's I guess what I'm getting to. I don't want it to be like, hey, I'm only using you to
good
get into the
concern to have.
show or to
Yeah.
make more money. To be like, hey, can I go film that show because I haven't talked to you in 5 years?
Yeah.
But you're with that band. Can I go film them now?
Yeah.
Like, they're not gonna give a shit.
Yeah,
'cause
for
then,
sure.
Like, what did I ever do for them?
Yeah.
You know.
Facts. Yeah, any more questions?
I don't, but I do have.
nothing written down?
I do want to tell the crowd something. I got one
The
too.
crowd?
You got one too?
Yeah, I got one for the crowd.
You got one for the crowd?
So if you have anxiety, just stop doing the things that are giving you negative thoughts. Like for instance, for me, stop checking social media all the time because it triggers things in my head, creates fake scenarios in my head, and it gives me a lot of anxiety. And yeah,
I feel you on that.
little things like that. Just cut the things out of your life that are negative and do things for you that are positive, and you'll be in a better mind state. And having a clear mind is so important to getting things done and everything. So, just mental health is spending money on mental health, like therapy and stuff like that, is just as important as spending money.
Self-care on that shit's really important.
On
The older
weed.
I get, bro, the more people
Wheezies.
I find who are like, oh yeah, I see a therapist, and I'm like,
Yeah,
Damn,
I used to
way
always think
more
like,
people-
oh, someone's like you're crazy or something's wrong with you. But
That
now
used to
it's
be
like,
such a taboo thing.
And now
it's
everyone's, like,
oh,
understands
hell
it's
yeah, good
okay.
for you, me too.
Yep. So yeah, that's all I
I
got.
feel you on that. That shit's important, man. I had to take some of that advice myself earlier in the past. Damn, I feel like I gotta say one too now, but I don't. All right, from me to the crowd. No, just kidding. No, guys, I had a fucking great time with you guys tonight. Fucking really grateful. You know what's really fucking awesome? Is like, okay, if I had to say from me to the crowd real quick, and I feel like we all can agree here, if we're gonna do something in life, we're gonna do it with all of our passion. We're not gonna fucking quit. You know what I mean? Whether it's cinematography, the podcast, being in a band, just fucking trying to get our art out there. You know what I mean? Like, don't fucking be afraid, right? Chase that shit till the very end. Remind yourself that you can do anything, bro, because at the end of the day, where would we have been if we decided not to even try, right?
Yeah.
That's like the shit to me that I would like, bro, I just remember being like graduating like fucking high school and like having like, and I'm not saying like anything against college, but like, I was just like, so like, school isn't for me. School was never for me. You know what I mean? Going to college was never really an option I wanted to do. I did it for other people. I was living my life for other people always. And that moment when you decide, shit, I think I'm going to try something that my friends are too afraid of, or maybe my parents didn't have the opportunity to even try, you know what I mean? I think I'm going to take that for myself. You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, I love doing this kind of shit. And I think that's, like, one of the reasons why I really love the podcast more than anything else. It's, like, we get to talk to other people who are trying to give it their all for something that they believe in. And, like, for me, that's something that we should be surrounding ourselves with. You know what I mean? Like, the more people we meet who are always avidly trying to chase their fucking dreams, that's the shit I want to be around. I want to wake up and know that I can look on my fucking Instagram, or I can fucking just get a text message of, like, yo, I just got the fucking promotion, or I just got this gig with so-and-so. Like, that shit gets me fucking pumped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you're not out here, and it's almost like a competition, but in a healthy way. It's like, when I saw that you got announced on, like, the early November show, took a screenshot, sent it to my boys, I was like, fuck yeah! I was repping you hard, bro. You know what I mean? Whenever I see you putting out a video, and you're just like, you know, fucking like, I just made this badass fucking recap for Attila, I'm like, what? What? You know what I mean? And even down to us, when you're like texting me, like, by the way, we have like 3 podcasts that I just scheduled this week because people keep asking, like, that shit gets me happy, dude. Like, a lot of times, like, I thought about quitting and not even being involved in the music scene anymore, you know what I mean? Not for anything personal with anyone else, but just with myself, because it's like, people have doubts. People get scared, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I feel like I should just, like, pick up like some kind of like trade work or this or that, and like there's nothing wrong with that either. But it's like,
You'd be miserable doing that though.
yeah, and like I feel like I can do more, and if I took myself seriously for once, you know what I mean, maybe I'd actually be able to make it to these kinds of things. So like being around you guys really gets me there.
Awesome. Yeah, I also think having a good attitude for everyone that's out there, that's brave enough to put their content out there, like, you know, creating a video or something like that, or even a band, like, that you're not even friends with personally, but you see that they're doing things in the same music scene as you. You know, it's brave to put yourself out there. So, you know, to maybe be a future connection or something like that, and just to support each other, even if it's just, I mean, it's no effort to just hit like on someone's stuff. And I know for me, for instance, like I try to make sure that I do that for everyone, because, you know, it's a good way to measure and to reassure yourself as an artist when other people, like, I know like likes don't matter and stuff like that, but like it does help artists are sensitive people, and it does help them keep going. So any kind of support like that really does help, and to have that mentality instead of being someone that's just like, oh, fuck this person for doing this or for getting this, that I don't think they deserve it or whatever. You know, you guys get what I'm saying.
No, I definitely understand.
Went on a little rant there, but whatever.
I feel you. Cool, guys. Fucking, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. We're going to wind down real quick, but Brandon Novak is your top video on YouTube.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's cool. How was Brandon Novak?
He's a nice guy.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually got that job because dude, Johnny that I'm friends with, he was recovering as well, and he wanted to start like getting into like, basically interviewing other people who are recovering or going through it. And then I don't know how he really got hooked up with him, but I guess a bunch of social media spoke to him and then said, hey, at your book signing, and I think it was in Delaware. He's like, oh, and you know, can I come by and we ask you a few questions? And then I brought my shit, and then we just filmed him.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he's definitely a cool dude. I turned off some of the comments on there because it was just people. Some people would be like, oh, this is amazing, like it's great, so and so, but then you got people who were just like cutting him down or saying, you know what I mean, like saying all the shit that he's ever been through and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So,
you guys got anything you want to plug real quick before we?
Wait, I'm sorry, I do real quick. Cloverdale, they just dropped their new EP.
They did.
And yo,
that was the first comment. I was like, fucking sick.
dude, it is awesome. It's a really good EP. Favorite song off, it's track 5, Mourn. If it hits 1,000 by the end of the week, it's because of me. But yeah, Fire EP. You guys are playing a show, their release show next week. I will be there.
Yeah. You better be.
Super stoked. Yeah, I just wanted to plug that.
Yeah, they just put out that video. That shit's lit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the beginning was really sick.
Oh yeah.
The beginning I was like, yo, there's some dank acting right now.
Oh yeah.
I was actually like.
And it's like I love some of the shots. You can tell that it's like local. Like half of the shots they're just like on the Patco from like Lindenwold to Philly. You know, it's like all right, yeah, I know where that's at.
That's sick.
Hell yeah.
You know, so like got a little personal, but yeah, cool band. Stoked for that show for sure. It's been a while.
When's
since
the
we
show
were at
again?
Ovations, the 18th, Saturday. Yeah.
Next week. This video will probably come out after that, but whatever.
Okay, so last week, for all the listeners that's got a time machine. The crowd. Sorry.
Kurt, the man of the hour.
Plugging wise, I guess Lumberyard, man.
Lumberyard.
That's how I got linked up with you guys. So you know, Nick Ace, Dom.
Cool.
Hell
You
yeah.
guys, the best. And Sirius Cinema.
Oh yeah, appreciate that.
Yep. So if you guys are looking for to get your music videos done, Kurt's the man to do it. He's done it for Heaven's Sake. He's done it for Your Persona. We love his work. He's a really cool dude. If you stuck this full episode through this whole episode,
Wish I probably haven't. Because of me.
hopefully.
Same, probably. I feel that.
True fans, well.
No, they have.
But yeah, and also we got some new shirts printed. They're just test tees. Maybe we'll release a shop soon. I posted something on my Instagram about it, and a bunch of people reached out and are hyped on it. So hit the comments if you're interested in getting the shirts, and we'll get a shop running. But this has been To All the Crowded Rooms. Thanks for watching, guys.